I want to welcome in Senior Advisor to President Trump, Jason Miller. Jason, great to have you on this morning. All right, walk me through this move, the dump truck, the vest. Who came up with this idea so quickly?
Well, of course, the master showman himself, President Trump, had the idea. And fortunately, we have some really strong supporters in the Green Bay area who helped it all come together in record time. But really what this did was just put the focus in a visual terms back on Kamala Harris, back on Joe Biden for the way that they've been treating not just President Trump, but millions, tens of millions of Americans all around the country who they continually have been hitting on with these horrific attacks over the past couple of weeks, calling President Trump supporters everything from Nazis to fascists to dictators to now, unfortunately, garbage. And I don't think that this was anything intentional necessarily by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I think it's how they truly feel. And so to them, this wasn't that big of a deal. Of course, they're going to call President Trump's supporters garbage. And so when President Trump put on that vest, got in the truck, and then kept even the vest on when he was up on stage, it was that reminder. This is what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden think about you.
Yeah, a brilliant move there. And Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning quarterback Brett Favre, also a great move to have him join the Wisconsin rally yesterday. And he spoke about Joe Biden's comments. Take a listen.
I can assure you we're not garbage. How dare he say that looking out? I see police officers, teachers, nurses, grandparents, students. I see everyday Americans that make this country great.
Did Joe Biden just sink Harris's campaign?
Well, I think it was probably sunk even before Joe Biden made his unfortunate comments. But you notice that Kamala Harris did not come out and rebuke what Joe Biden had to say. And that's because this is how the National Democratic Party thinks. Let's go take a step back here. President Trump has put together this great coalition, whether it be African Americans, Latino Americans, Jewish Americans, where will be tomorrow Arab Americans in the state of Michigan. And everything that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have been doing on the Democrat side, and look, this was during Kamala Harris, even back during Joe Biden, they were looking to say, how do we divide Americans? How do we split them apart? The only person who's saying, I'm going to do something for you, I'm going to improve your daily life, is President Trump. And as you come down the home stretch of a campaign, Charlotte, this is an important thing to keep in mind. You have to give voters something to vote for. It's not enough just to say that you're attacking the other person. You have to say, this is what I'm going to do to you. And so many candidates or inexperienced candidates like Kamala Harris or her team fail to realize.
And Politico reporting yesterday simply Trump won the day. How does he carry this momentum to the finish line?
Well, we have more in store even today. President Trump will be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is usually a blue state, but we're seeing it very close in our polling. I think it's a state that we can pull off. The president will also be in Las Vegas and then in Phoenix later this evening. And so it's a jam-packed day out west. And then tomorrow, President Trump will be in Michigan and in Wisconsin, looking to win the Sun Belt, looking to win the Rust Belt. But I tell you, if you thought last night was good, we have some other things that are coming between now and Election Day. The foot is on the pedal.
Absolutely. And I know Trump is stressed early voting. And according to NBC News, more than 54 million people have already voted. It's being reported that 40% of them Republican, 41% Democrats. That's very, very close. How crucial has early voting been this cycle for Donald Trump and Republicans?
Well, it's been very important. Number one, because we're banking the votes. You never know what could come up on Election Day. Maybe somebody could get sick, or somebody has to go and pick their kids up from school, or they get called out of town on a work trip, or you never know what could possibly slow people down from getting to the polls. Or maybe they get there and the lines are long, they turn around and go home. When we have the votes in, whether that's early voting, whether that's absentee voting, depending on the state-by-state rules, you have those that are actually banked and ready to go. One thing I'd point out too, when you really go and kind of unpack the numbers, there are so many states, almost every single battleground state, where Democrats are significantly off their pace from where they were in 2020. Now, let me explain why this matters, because people can still, of course, show up on Election Day. But if somebody voted by mail in 2020, but then they didn't vote at all in 2022, like many of these Democrat voters, you have to wonder, are they really going to show up in person on Tuesday? We know the Trump faithful are going to show up and are going to help get the president across the finish line.
Information, truth, is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.